MAGA Comes to Talk. Make sure that you subscribe, guys, on whatever platform you are listening on. Well, on the morning show today, you can see when you guys catch me early, you get a sneak preview of what I'm going to talk about. And President Trump has come out with a real, truly amazing plan that I don't know how many people have picked up on, but this is what my main theme is going to be when I open up at a little later this morning on the main stream and taking your calls. They've cleaned up the crime in D.C. I mean, that's just a fact. And they've done a pretty good job at it. They haven't had a murder during the entire time, like 10 days or something, which is I mean, that's crazy that, you know, that's a record. There shouldn't be murders like ever, but there's a lot of them in D.C., not anymore, because of what President Trump is doing. And now President Trump, they're moving the National Guard into 19 other American cities, and President Trump is talking about Chicago is next, where they're going to rid Chicago of crime. And what Trump is doing here, and this is what I'm going to lead with today on the main show. So you guys getting that sneak preview, I hope you appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is where MAGA Comes to Talk. But here's what Trump's doing. He's going to rid these blue cities of crime, one after the other, like dominoes. And it can be done. Washington, D.C. is a textbook example of that. And then what he's going to do is he's flipping these cities red, is what he's doing. You know, you can have these Democrat politicians moaning and complaining about stopping crime as some type of civil rights violation. If you notice that, what are they saying? That these thugs, these criminals, these murderers, these robbers, that they have some type of civil right to do this? You know, but the people in these cities are very happy with President Trump, not the politicians. But the people that live in the cities are very happy with Donald Trump ridding Washington, D.C. of crime. And when he rid Chicago of crime, and whatever other blue city is on the list, Baltimore, St. Louis, whatever it is, the people in those cities will be magatized. They'll be red-pilled. They'll be MAGA people. And what President Trump is doing, he's doing it because it's the right thing to do, obviously. But it's also a midterm election strategy that's never been thought of before. And these stupid Democrats, instead of embracing ridding their cities of crime, they're attacking him for stopping crime in their cities. They're so stupid. The Trump derangement, but they're stupid anyway. It's not just Trump derangement syndrome. They're just stupid. And this is such an exciting thing that President Trump is doing. And I don't think it's occurred to many people. This is a midterm election strategy like we've never seen. And what do the Democrats have? They have this psychopath, Newsom, who's gotten a whole bunch of followers on social media. Oh, look how popular Gavin is. He's got all these followers on social media. That's all fake engagement, okay? They've been buying followers to Gavin Newsom. You know, that's how they used to operate on the left. That stuff's not going to work anymore. People want to see results. And the results from the Democrats is they're advocating for the civil rights of criminals to do crime, and violent crime at that. So what President Trump is doing is just at a whole new level that no one ever thought was possible before. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Absolutely. Yes, it's a happy MAGA Monday. I mean, you know, why would anyone advocate for the civil rights of criminals? These are mental patients, these Democrat politicians. So I think that's a brilliant midterm election strategy. It's something that should be done anyway. And what President Trump has done in D.C. shows you can rid these big cities of crime. Everyone's been talking for years about all the blue city, Democrat-run city crime waves, and no one's done anything about it until now. Oh, my goodness. You know, sometimes you got to wonder, are the Democrats, are they really MAGA? Because they're doing such stupid things that help President Trump. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to the program, let me know in the chat. And if you're not new, that's good. I like you too. If you're new, give me a 1 in the chat. Maybe that'll be a way to stand out. And you will love this channel, I promise you. Not only is this where MAGA comes to talk, this is where common sense comes to talk too. I mean, MAGA is common sense. I mean, not only has there been a massive police presence and federal agent presence and National Guard presence in the streets of DC that's rid them of crime, there's been no incidents, right? The thugs haven't engaged because there's an overwhelming force that President Trump has put there, and the thugs have not even engaged the Trump police force and National Guard inside DC. Now, that may not, hopefully that holds true. It may not be true in some of these other blue cities, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the most violent incident that I've seen in DC is that idiot that threw the subway sub at the federal officers that got arrested from the Justice Department. It is an early start, Jules. Yeah, I've been up for hours. I've been up for about 3 hours already. I had to get a lot of stuff done because I got a few things I got to do after I get off the air this morning. So I had to get up early and get a lot of things done, so that I am freed up when I get off the air this morning. Yep, Trump 2028, baby. That's exactly right. Yep, you can read. Correct. Well, listen, you look at everything the Democrats are doing and advocating for. What is one thing the Democrats are advocating for to benefit law-abiding American citizens? I hear them talking about the civil rights of criminals to do crimes that they've somehow fantasized in their mind is a right. I see them arguing for the rights of illegals to be in the country illegally, but I don't see the Democrats advocating for anything to make the lives of Americans better. Do you? Not at all. And I'm not expecting to see that either. I think the Democrats are so out of control they can't even see straight. Nope, not unconstitutional, you jacks. Not unconstitutional. Nope. I mean, can anyone in the chat give me one thing the Democrat Party is advocating for to help law-abiding Americans? I don't see one thing. Not even something I disagree with. They're not advocating to do this or that. All they're advocating for is for criminals' rights to do crime and for illegals to be in the country illegally and set up a retirement plan living off the government dole. I was talking about this yesterday. Let me know in the chat if you're either at work, getting ready to work for work, or going to work. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you're at work, going to work, getting ready for work, or will be at work, give me a 1 in the chat. And I was talking about this on my live stream yesterday, which you should watch my live stream from yesterday morning because I was just so pissed. And I'm watching these jackasses trying to shut down Alligator Alcatraz. And, the reason that you're at work now, think about this, the reason you're at work now and you work long hours is in large part to pay for these illegals to be over here on a retirement plan. They got their EBT cards, their Section 8 housing, their kids. They got free daycare for their kids in the schools. Many of them get free college educations. They don't have to work. And you are to support them. And people are fed up and pissed. Right? Not only are we supporting them, it's a drain on the public system. That's just the way of it. And people are fed up with it. People would like to be able to work just a little bit less so they can enjoy their life and their family. But they can't because we're overburdened with taxation to support Really? I mean, how many people? They're saying that Biden brought in 25 million. President Trump said, what, there's 50 or 55 million visa holders that they're checking out. So let's just say 50, the lower number. That's 75 million. So we probably have about 100 million people in this country that are foreign. Of that 100 million, how many of them should not be here? Almost all of them. Almost all of them. I mean, what kind of strain is that on the entire system? Not just hospitals, but how many desks in classrooms are the illegal students and their children taking? How many of the traffic jams are caused because there's so many foreigners and illegals that shouldn't be here, that are overstayed their visa in the country illegally on the roads, right? I mean, all these things, it's a strain on the system. Why are we expected to work our tails off to support these people in the world that have around the world that come here and have a retirement plan, right? The retirement plan is the American social welfare system. I'm not on the social welfare system, are you? No. We're paying into it, and they're sucking off of it. And as hard as you guys work, we may be dead before we can even qualify for our Social Security and Medicare benefits. It's nuts what they're doing. It's absolutely insane what they're doing. They don't care. Liberals don't care. The Democrats don't care. They view the illegals as their constituency, I guess. And President Trump, this strategy he has for the midterms is so brilliant, the Democrats don't even see it coming because they're so consumed with rage and Trump derangement. Yep, poison minds of the left, no doubt about it. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, all right? You'll love my channel, I promise. Yeah, it is early. It is 4:08 a.m. here on the East Coast. Liberal brain damage. Yeah, that's a good way. Luxor, what? Liberal brain damage. That's right. I mean, as an example, okay? I mean, and this is one of the things I'm going to cover today. The crime has dropped dramatically in Washington, D.C. in a short time because of what Trump's doing. He says Chicago's next. You have the mayor of Chicago doing interview after interview on national television advocating against ending crime in his city. The first duty of a mayor is to keep his citizenry safe. Why would he not want the government to come in and stop the crime in his city? That's crazy. But he's saying it over and over again. Oh yeah, I support Trump 2028, Trump 2032, Trump forever. Yeah, well, you're 3 hours behind us out there in San Diego. Yep, and it is 4:09 a.m. and 77 degrees here in Florida. Oh yeah, even Donald Duck would agree, no doubt about it. Chicago's next, that's right. It's not government overreach. The government's first job is to protect our citizens. And Red Devil, new subscriber, thank you, Red Devil, welcome. The job of the government, the first job, is to protect citizens from enemies foreign and domestic. And these criminals that have taken over these blue cities are domestic terrorists. 9:10 a.m. in Scotland, welcome Scotland. They're domestic terrorists. They're a homegrown American terrorist. They're terrorizing their cities. That's it. They're terrorizing their cities. And the citizens of those cities, aren't they? Exactly. Trash for wanting to have the rest of the country live in a crime-free town like I do. There's no crime here. Here I am in my driveway, 4:11 a.m. without a fear in the world because I live in a crime-free neighborhood. If there was crime in my neighborhood, the people in this neighborhood would be pissed and it would be stopped immediately. We wouldn't put up with it. But I live in a MAGA neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my daughter is in Los Angeles right now. My daughter went out to LA to get the rest of her stuff to move it back to Florida. My daughter moved back to Florida a few months back, and she put a lot of things in a storage unit. So she went out to clear out her storage unit and get some more of her things that she left behind. Well, I think it's absolutely amazing in the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C., that they've had this massive police presence for 2 weeks now, and that includes federal agents and National Guard, and there have not been any major incidents between the thugs and all the forces that are in D.C. to end the crime wave, and it shows that it can be done. These criminals are cowards because they feel like they got nothing to worry about in the past, and that's right. They have no fear of arrest. They have no fear of consequences. So they've been doing all kinds of crime. I don't understand what's idiotic about wanting people to live in crime-free cities. I mean, I cannot imagine what it's like for these people that live in Chicago. Living in Chicago is like living in Gaza. It is. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. On my next stream, which will be in just over an hour, I'll be in the studio taking live calls, and I'll have a new stream going then, and I'll have the toll-free number to call in, so you can call me live on the air. No profanity, but you can call me live on the air and share your thoughts. Mm-hmm. I thought for sure that some of these thugs in D.C. would test law enforcement or the National Guard, but they haven't. The National Guard, they're armed, and still no test whatsoever. The thugs are cowards. And we'll find the same thing in the other blue cities. There's going to be incidents here and there, but most of them are going to be cowards, just like they are in D.C. Mm-hmm. They're real tough when they're not going to be arrested. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. And, when Trump rids Chicago and these other blue cities of crime, you're going to find these cities are going to turn blue. From blue to red. They're not going to be blue anymore. Mm-hmm. The blue cities are going to become MAGA cities. And in the midterm elections, think about it. Illinois may go Republican in the midterms after he's rid Chicago of crime. Illinois is a very Republican state outside of the city of Chicago. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And that's why Trump 2028 is a reality, because people are going to say, well, he's doing such a great job. We don't want to switch presidents in the middle of this great work that he's in the middle of doing. Let's give him another term, or 2, or 3. All right? Exactly. How can you be against ending crime? Explain that to me. Why would anyone be opposed to stopping people from being victimized by murderers and robbers and carjackers and all the others? How can you make a case against stopping that kind of behavior? I can't imagine Democrat approval rating is even at 19%. Mm-hmm. I know it is stupid to oppose ending crime, but that's what the left have done. The Democrats are now openly advocating for criminals' civil rights to do crime. They say to stop these criminals from doing crime is unconstitutional. Really? Where in the Constitution do you have a constitutional guarantee to carjack? I don't understand where that's at. I don't need you know, I call my neighborhood cop land. I have so many cops in my neighborhood with police cruisers in front of the house. Oh my goodness. And half the houses that aren't cops are retired cops. So that's why when you're house hunting, you want to go on Saturday and Sunday mornings to look at houses. You can see who lives there. And I saw so many police cruisers and driveways in my neighborhood. I'm like, this is where I want to live. Cop land. Now, if you don't want to live around a lot of cops, you're probably a criminal. And all the cops are deterrents. Exactly. I mean, this mayor of Chicago advocating against ending crime in his city. I've never heard something so idiotic. It's hard to even believe it's real, right? It really is. It really, truly is. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And he does it with a straight face, and he goes on show after show. So it's not like the mayor goes on a show, advocates for the civil rights of criminals to do crime, and then he gets negative feedback. He goes on other shows all weekend saying those things. It's crazy, totally crazy. The governor, too, of Illinois, Governor Fatso, the new Chris Christie, who thinks he's going to run for president and be president. You know, if the Democrats had half a brain cell, they would come out in favor of Trump ridding their cities of crime. But they can't do it. Why not? You know? And I see local person after local person in D.C. praising Trump. I saw a guy this morning I was watching on X. He's wearing an expensive watch with diamonds. He's like, I can walk around with this on now. I'm not even worried. Isn't that something? Well, you know, listen. You look at what President Trump is doing in this second term. There is nothing that he's doing that anyone with common sense could disagree with. Everything President Trump is doing is right. There's nothing he's doing that you can say, that's just wrong. Nothing. Yeah, the ICE raids are a positive. His support of Israel is the right thing to do. Absolutely nothing. Everything he's doing is perfect. ICE raids are good. You have common sense since when? S-I-N-C-E. You have common sense? You've had common since when? I'm curious about that. Trying to make sense of what that says. I have common sense. I'm not sure what the common is in that sentence. I'm a little confused. Uh, 4:19 a.m. What has President Trump done that's fascist? Share the definition of fascist and explain how what you're accusing him of doing that's fascist fits that definition. I'd like to see what that is. I'm very curious. I see all these liberal trolls in the chat always calling Trump a fascist. Define fascism. Give me an example of something Trump has done and how that applies to the definition of fascist. Inquiring minds want to know. Exactly. Exactly. And the answer is, there is no answer, because nothing he's doing is fascist. You know, when a president takes the oath of office, they take an oath to defend our borders and defend our country from enemies both foreign and domestic. We have tens of millions of foreign invaders, the illegals, that are in this country that he is repelling. It's an invading army of moochers. And he is deporting them back to their home nations. Miner, you mean like coal miners? Gold miners? Silver miners? That's interesting. Wow. That's a strange fetish, to want to sleep with those who mine for precious ores and such. It's a strange Strange thing. Well, I get maybe somebody's into dirty people, because if you're mining for these precious ores, you're probably very, very filthy. Yes. Interesting. Interesting. Just strange kinks people have. Why would somebody want to sleep with a coal miner or a gold miner or a silver miner? Is it the bodies covered in filth that's your kink? Hard-working men, your kink? I don't know. What is that? What it would be that's a strange fetish for you to have. I'm just curious. Literal gold diggers. Yes, that's right. They like gold diggers. That's exactly right. Gold diggers and gold diggers. Actual literal gold diggers. Thank you for that super chat. Awesome. Bathrobes Inc. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, I don't believe that people underage should be miners in coal mines and such. No. You need to be at least 18 to be a miner. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I do not support underage people working as coal miners, gold miners, or any other type of miner. And I'm sure most MAGA people would agree with that. That's dangerous work. Well, at least we're in the, those that don't support President Trump are in a cult. That's it. I mean, the majority of people are with President Trump, and his support grows every day with all the greatness that he's doing. And that cult of never Trumpers is getting smaller every day. Every day it's getting smaller. You can see it. Oh yeah, CNN, they suck. CNN's the worst. They are the worst. It's interesting. I was watching, last night my wife and I watched the movie Contact. And, with Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey and others, and James Woods is in it. And in Contact, CNN, the real CNN anchors were throughout the whole movie reporting on what was going on. And there wasn't a single CNN anchor or reporter that is still at CNN. They're all gone, and they were all big shots. And the people that are there now, I think they've just been there too long. They need a refresh of everyone on the air at CNN, MSNBC too. Oh, Trump's numbers are so high. I mean, his numbers have never been worse with illegal immigrants that are being deported through Alligator Alcatraz, probably. But his numbers with the American people have never been higher. President Trump's support by the American people, not South American people, the United States of American people, is at an all-time high. A civil engineer voted for Kamala. Well, that tells you a college degree doesn't give you common sense. That's right. Yeah, I mean, look at this stupidity that's going on with Cracker Barrel. Do you think Cracker Barrel's going to reverse what they're doing? If you're a Patreon supporter of mine, I went undercover at a local Cracker Barrel during breakfast time yesterday, Sunday morning, and the crowds were low. It was really low. Yeah, and people are pissed. You're done with Democrat demons, yeah. And, well, that's good. Welcome to the MAGA movement. Welcome. Now I'm waiting for Starbucks to open. They open in half an hour. Trump's poll numbers are through the roof. They're getting higher every day. It's not late, it's early. I wish I could get some rest, but no, unfortunately, the day is just beginning. I live in a city, right? Trump's polling at 32%. Who? Among illegals that are being deported? Probably. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. You know, those of you out there that are in this never Trumper cult of Trump hate, what is one thing President Trump has done in his second term that's a policy that's not good? A policy that's not good in his second term. Name one. A policy in his second term that's not good. Exactly. There's nothing you can point to. Tariffs are great. They've worked. They've worked. Look what happened. It's in the news today. Canada just dropped their tariffs against U.S. goods. Tariffs, that's an example of tariffs working. Now, I asked for a policy that's not good, that doesn't work. Now, maybe you're from in another country. You don't like U.S. tariffs. How do you think President Trump got all those European leaders at the White House on a dime last week? The tariffs. No, tariffs work. No, prices have actually been going down on everything. The tariffs have not raised prices on any goods in the United States. Exactly. No, we're seeing the working tariffs all the time. They're working, and they'll continue to work well. Yeah, the never Trumpers are indeed delusional. Yep. Not only do tariffs work, the Trump tariffs have worked time and time again. What Trump has done, well, every country has tariffs or import taxes. Every country has import taxes. Every country has tariffs. What country has no tariffs? And what Trump has is reciprocal tariffs. Whatever, like somebody said, why Australia? Whatever Australians' tariff is against the United States, that's what our tariff is on Australia. So if your tariff is 5%, ours is 5%. How is that not fair? It's not like yours is 5% and Trump has put in an 80% tariff or something. It's reciprocal. Whatever your tariff is, that's what our tariff is. That's it. It seems pretty fair to me. Make sure you subscribe if you are new to my channel. I don't have a job. I've got a career, and a very good one. Oh, man, I need coffee. I haven't had any coffee today, so. And luckily, Starbucks is opening up early. I'm a professional broadcaster. Have been all my life. Oh, you watched my Publix video. Yes, thank you for watching that. I appreciate it. I don't understand how a grocery store can stay in business when there's nobody on the floor during their busiest traffic time, but, you know, whatever. Subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, you'll see what I do. DEI, yes, didn't earn it. Correct. Now, those of you that are Patreon supporters, make sure you check out my undercover video at Cracker Barrel yesterday. I went to Cracker Barrel yesterday morning, which was, you know, Sunday, around 9:30 in the morning, to see how busy they were. Made a video. You guys can see it. If you're a Patreon supporter, put it on my Patreon page. Yeah, I wish that Starbucks opened earlier than 5. They just started opening up at 5 in my neighborhood, which is great. Trump is number 1, the greatest president we've ever had, no doubt. No doubt about it. Yep, proud gringo, deplorable MAGA. That's right, American. Yep. Oh, look at Paul in there. Paul is MAGA, FDT, for Donald Trump. That's awesome. Welcome to the MAGA movement, Paul. He just said FDT, for Donald Trump. Cool. See, we're converting more people to MAGA all the time. That's great. That's great. Alligator Alcatraz will stay open. Not going to shut it down because some Obama-appointed lunatic judge said, shut it down. It's going to stay open. Oh yeah, the Never Trumpers are most definitely a cult. Oh, Alligator Alcatraz. Have you guys watched my video at Alligator Alcatraz? Yep. We're converting people to MAGA right here in the live chat in real time. You're unemployed? Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Well, you know, you look at the people, when you look at President Trump cleaning up crime, look at the residents, not the Democrats that run these cities. You know, when Bill Clinton ran for re-election, Newt Gingrich and the Republicans were very, very popular. So as opposed to fighting what the majority of the people were supporting, he embraced what they were doing. And that's how he won re-election. Define crime. I'm not going to define crime, my goodness. If you don't understand what crime is, you're probably a criminal. It's, you know. Oh. But these Democrats today, advocating for crime to happen, it's insane. It's insane. It's hard for me to even believe it's happening. Well, what Clinton did is he adopted all of the Republicans won both houses of Congress. It was called the Republican Revolution with the Contract for America. President Trump was up for re-election, so he couldn't fight these things. They were so popular. So he just embraced what was popular, including welfare to work, and there were a whole bunch of things. It really threw the Republicans off at the time. They didn't know what to make of it. And he easily won re-election with all of his problems. Now, Bill Clinton, very smart. Very smart. Well, Newscomb, Governor Newscomb is definitely an accessory to that illegal that killed those 3 in the traffic accident in Florida. You know, look at how many people have signed that petition to free the illegal truck driver that killed those Floridians, those poor innocent people driving down the turnpike. My goodness. What's going through the minds of Democrats that they would do and support something so stupid? It makes no sense at all. Complete insanity. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are new. On my next stream, I'll be in the studio taking live calls, and I'll have the toll-free number pinned in the chat, and you can call me live on the air and share your thoughts, whether you disagree or agree. Yep, you're welcome to call in. No profanity, but and 1 call per day. Well, you know, President Trump he's the best. I mean, he's just the greatest president we have had in our lifetime, without exception. I mean, there's just no president's even come close to this. He's the greatest president ever. I mean, just is amazing. I mean, why would you not want American cities crime-free? Explain that to me. Why would you not want them crime-free? They say unconstitutional. Criminals do not have a constitutional right to carjack and do other crimes. It's not a constitutional right. Better than Ronald Reagan by far, yeah. I love how the liberals think Ronald Reagan was so great all of a sudden. Better than Lincoln, yeah. You know, when Lincoln was elected, a whole bunch of states left the Union. The Democrats started the Democrat insurrection known as the Civil War, and 1 million Americans died in that war. Yeah. Yep. Better than Lincoln. Lincoln was very hated in his time. Absolutely. The Democrat John Wilkes Booth was going to kidnap Lincoln until he won re-election. And that's when he changed his mind. He couldn't handle the idea of the former slaves having the vote. Yeah, I need my coffee. That's just it. Okay, hold on, guys. Let's head to Starbucks. I can never get this light off. I can't hit it just right. Doesn't want to go off. This one does easily. So I touch it there. Okay, then I touch it. It goes off. Okay. This one always does this. It's ridiculous. There we go. Finally. Gee whiz. Took long enough to get that light off. You got to hit it just right. It is early in the morning. We're in dark MAGA mode, but I'm being illuminated by the green light on my wireless mic. If you're new, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. You'll love this channel if you're new, I promise you. At the beginning of the stream, I'll go over it again. I gave the preview of what I'm going to open with on the main show this morning. And, you know, President Trump is sending the National Guard into 19 American cities. He said Chicago is next to rid of crime after D.C. And what I'm going to talk about is how President Trump's midterm re-election strategy, that was great, is to turn these blue cities red by ridding them of crime. And he's doing a pretty good job of it. You know, look at how depressed, there hasn't been a murder in D.C., what is it, 10 days, 12 days, however many days it is, right? It's like a record. People are like, wow, there hasn't been a murder like it over a week. Think about that. There are people alive today in Washington, D.C. because President Trump took charge. And the Democrats are pissed about it. I mean, what the hell? Think about that. What kind of bizarre position is that to take? Pretty dumb one, I'd say. I definitely need my coffee before I go on the air. No doubt. I'm not sure if I'll come on early or not. I got to let the coffee kick in. Once the coffee kicks in, I'll decide. Once the coffee kicks in, I'll just do it. Because when the coffee kicks in, boom, I'll just be up. But I've been up since just after 1 a.m. I've got the AC guy coming to my house this morning to service my AC. It's Florida, you know. Hot time of year. They'll be open in about 15 minutes. I'm always the first customer. This guy in front of me is driving like 15 miles an hour. What is wrong with him? What is wrong with that guy? He's definitely got some issues. He could be driving home drunk from some bar. That's the kind of stupid stuff drunks do. Oh, there's a massive semi parked here. Look at this. That's a big one. I mean, a rig like that driven by an illegal that can't read the signs. I mean, how many people have been killed by illegal truck drivers? What do you think? Could you even put a number on that? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But, you know, that's how Democrats are. There's another. I don't know why all the trucks are coming in this morning. A lot of. Well, you know what? I'm here earlier than I normally am, so they are probably here at this hour. I mean, a truck like that. You're going to drive a truck like that when you're when you don't speak the language and you can't read the signs. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, to drive a rig like that, I couldn't drive that. Could you? I mean, I don't think most people could, especially in traffic going down the highway at 65 miles an hour. Forget about it. Yeah, Gavin Newsom is really an accessory to that crime. I mean, there's no getting around it. Just a complete accessory to that crime. He's a bad guy, Gavin Newsom. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, guys, all right? I'm going to take off, but I'll see you on the next stream. Make sure you subscribe. Click that notification bell. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Take care.